Hello there folks and welcome back to the Tour de France 2020 Pro Team Career Mode with the TIJ Racing Team. And today it is time for the Breizh Cup. But before we look forward to that, let's have a look back at the last event, the Liège-Bastogne-Liège, in which Dylan van Baarle managed to finish 15th. Now, to be honest, I'd have hoped for a little bit better, but it was still a very good result and managed to get us 30 points in the pro cycling rankings. Baduas as well in the top 25, and Gidic did pretty well, to be honest, in 55th place. Someone to watch out for potentially for other events in the season. So Van Baarle is now third in the pro cycling rankings, and we also retain third as a team in the pro cycling rankings, which is really, really good news. So in today's video, we're going to do the Breizh Cup. 3 stages, 2 flat stages and 1 hilly stage. I believe in each of the 2 years that we've done this event, we have won the yellow jersey on both occasions. Now, we are definitely going to rest Dylan van Baarle because he's done a lot of work. We're also going to rest Valentin Baduas. In fact, that team looks pretty good to me. I think, though, I'm just going to change Gegenhardt potentially for Quintana. I just think then that maybe Quintana can take a break in the next event. And then potentially we can have all of our strongest guys in the Tour de France. You'll see that's the provisional choice, not made by me for the Tour de France. I think for the Tour de France that Affini's going to be out. So maybe actually we might put Affini in for this rather than Theo Gegenhardt, because who does it on the climbs then? That's the only problem, I suppose. I'll tell you what, we'll put Gidic in. We'll give Gidic a go. So, yeah, we'll play the stage. Alter the team before the start. So, I want to rest Theo Gegenhardt. I want to put Gidic in there instead. And I think... Do we rest Swifty? Do we rest Swifty for this one? He's in good nick. Let's rest him. Let's put Affini in there. A bit of a weaker team, so it's going to be a little bit strange. But I think Gidic can do it in the mountains. I think that Jacobs is quite a competent all-round rider. Lawless is definitely decent. I think Affini and Maclay are the two guys that aren't so good in the team. But Breizh can also do a job. So it's just one of those events where you've got to rotate. But here we go for stage number 1 of the Breizh Cup.
Welcome to the briefing for this first stage. The main thing to grasp today is that the route is flat and without any difficulties. But be on your guard as the wind can lead to bordures. You'll have to be on your guard and not get caught out, because this is the sort of stage where you can lose a lot of time on the general classification. Beware of the wind. Have a good stage.
Hello and welcome to all. Today's stage is conducive to a mass sprint finish. There are no difficulties and the roads are wide and straight. The sprinters' teams will no doubt do everything to maintain control of the scenario.
Welcome then, folks, to the first stage of 3 of the Breizh Cup. You can see that this stage isn't the most tough. Isn't the toughest stage at all. 1 fourth class climbs, just 1 point available for the polka dot jersey. But there are 3 sprints, so some good chances in that classification. Now, we've got 6 riders, and none of our strong guys are here, so it's going to be a bit of an adaptation event here, a bit of a change for us. We haven't got Swift, we haven't got Baduas, we've not picked Quintana, Gegenhardt or Van Baarle. So it's really a team of youngsters. So the plan is to go and win the green jersey with Lawless. This is ambitious, but let's see how we get on. The ambition is to win the green jersey with Lawless. And then I think either choose Gidic or Jacobs for the yellow jersey. Now, particularly with Gidic, seeing this as a mountain rider, we're going to keep him in the peloton for these first 2 stages. Especially, I think in the next stage as well, there's only 1 fourth class climb. So nothing that's really too taxing, to be honest. That there's nothing that we're going to give too many points away on. So my idea is to keep him cosy inside the peloton for the first 2 stages and then just use all of his energy on the final stage, trying to win all of the climbs. Now, the Breizh Cup, we've won it in the past because I think if we're completely honest, everybody else isn't all that bothered about it. You know, it's not an event which brings you too many points, but it's an event, and at the end of the day, it's one that we ought to be competitive in. So any event is a chance, and obviously we've picked what you could say is a weaker team, but there's a chance to shine for some guys who potentially are only team players, usually. So we've got a good gap with Vidance and Vandenberg in this breakaway. I would like to just gain a few seconds, ideally, so we can get on the back of them. But we've nearly broke the minute barrier to the the peloton, which is good news. Long way, though, to that first sprint, so we'll see if the breakaway carries on. But I think unless anything dramatic happens to that first sprint, I shall see you guys in a little while. Well, as I said, not much has happened since the start of the stage. There is only 2 of us in this breakaway now. The third one, Vandenberg I think it was, just didn't want to take any relays. Now, Venance has took the majority of the relays in this group, purely because we haven't really got the energy to keep with him. You can see we've took a lot of our energy already, a lot of our feed. But, of course, there's only 2 of us going for it in this duel, so there's certainly a chance for 20 points here. Minimum 18 points. I can't see Suter catching up to us in the space of 2 kilometres. We'll get a feed straight after this, so no real problem that we've took all of our blue feed at this point. So, 1.5 kilometres till the first sprint of the Breizh Cup. And hopefully we can get the 20 points. But if we can only get 18, well, I'll certainly take that. But Venance is attacking now. Just try and keep level with him. No point pushing too hard. And I think he's lost his energy. Yep, looks like it. So no need to go like a bat out of hell too much. And I'll tell you what, I've completely forgotten about the rest of them. There's a good chance for some points here, isn't there? We'll tell Jacobs and McClay to attack. I think we'll get on board with McClay. How far back is he? Oh, he's way far back. Is there anybody that's in there? Yep, Jacobs is in there. Let's try and get a few points with him. Come on, son. Yeah, we were caught napping a bit there. I did forget to go with our guys. But oh well, it won't hurt too badly. That's not going to hurt. 6 good points for Jacobs there. And it's looking pretty good for us. Again, some good points took there. Really good points. Bit of a shame that we're starting to struggle now because Venance has gone back. But the crucial bit of that breakaway is that we took some points. So, again, big positive there. So another 20 points potentially on offer here. The peloton is very close to us now. And to be honest, they've come up at the right sort of time. I'm absolutely content with that. And we've told Michael Breizh to put an attack in. I thought, why not? Try and get some ground and try and get some extra points for us in this sprint. We'll also go over Feeney. Try and get some points with him. Again, there's not really too much of an ambition to do all that much with him. McClay. Not so much with Jacobs, actually. I think Jacobs and Giddich, it would be a good time just for those guys just to chill a little bit. But the 5 guys behind are just catching up, which is absolutely fine. I don't mind that at all. Breizh is starting to struggle a little bit now. Understandable, mind. But 2.5 kilometres away. Chance to win the first 2 intermediate sprints. There'd be a brilliant opportunity, that would be a brilliant opportunity to get a solid gap to the rest of the field. And it doesn't look like we're going to be challenged all that much. I'm just going to tell Feeney, Breizh and McClay to attack. And just, I guess, Giddich and Jacobs to put a tempo of 100% in. Isn't going to hurt too much. I don't think we've got too much danger of being caught with too much pace here, but I don't want to run the risk particularly. He's not quite swifty, is he? Oh, well, there you go. He isn't quite swifty. But, again, that's not going to hurt us. Athene got 8 points there. Breizh got 6. I don't know if anybody else got any points. I doubt it. No, Jacobs got 2. Good, good, good. Happy with that. Excellent. That's pretty good for us. I'm happy with that. Really happy with that. So, we've got the King of the Mountain sprint now, which we're not interested in with Lawless, so I think it's just best to wait for the following group. I would have maybe gone for it with Breizh. Still might do, actually. Let's see what sort of energy he's got. But really, he's done his job as Lawless today. I think that we can tell probably Athene to protect him at this point. Just so he doesn't lose all that much energy. Yeah, McClay's alright, just to carry on as he was. But I think someone's going for it here. Van Emden's going for it. So we're not going to persist in trying to catch him. I think we just ought to keep it cosy inside the peloton, follow and don't overtire with everyone, I think, rather than protecting anyone. We've got 61 kilometres till the end of the stage. We've got the potential of borders at the end of the stage, but again, not too fussed about that. We've got, again, yeah, exactly. We don't need to ride. I'm not too fussed. We've done our job. Again, not quite. It was actually 17 points per second, so apologies for the mistake I made earlier on in the video by saying it was 18 per second, but 37 points in 2 sprints for Chris Lawless. We've got to be happy with that. Not really much more we could have asked for, and yeah, we'll just chill till the last sprint, and hopefully we can take a few more points. Okay, here we are then in the last 7 kilometres of this stage. We're looking pretty decent. No problems there. We'll actually tell Jacob just to chill. Go for it with Breizh and McClay. Again, we've got a last sprint. You can see that this zone is very much exposed to the wind. I think it's exaggerating a little bit personally what the effects of the wind is. But again, we've got to live with that. Just told Jacobs and Giddich just to chill out a little bit. The rest of them, just go for it. And obviously we need to take our feed.
Just 5 more kilometres. We are heading for a mass sprint.
Very good. Heading for a mass sprint at the end. No surprise. Van der Horn has dropped back. That's a shame to see. And Van Emden as well. Not our rider though, so we don't really have to be that concerned. Just take our feed with everyone here. There's no point not utilising it at this point.
Okay, I'll consume a feed.
So 4Ks to go. 50 points available here. If we could get highly placed in this sprint, it would be really a cracking start for Lawless. But we're pretty well placed in the field. You can't argue with that. The rest of our guys, I think, are a little bit further back, unfortunately. But, oh well.
Okay, I'll consume a feed.
But there's a solid group here, about 25 sprinters now. We've not really been in a competitive sprint yet with Lawless, so I'm excited to see how he gets on. We know he's not as good as Swift. No one's as good as Swift. We love Swifty.
Okay, I'll consume a
But Lawless is second best here, and let's see what he's made of. So, just putting in a good pace. He looks pretty good. Kilometre to go. Let's go for it. I think we're well placed here. I think we're going to struggle to win the stage. Just got to go for it now. Push ball out. Just hope no one comes to our outside. And Lawless wins the stage. Beautiful. We got very well placed there. Cracking result. Another 50 points. 87 points on the point standings. Have a bit of that. And of course, the stage win. A few more points for that. Well done, Lawless. There we go. A bit of history made in the team. Lawless wins his first stage for the TIJ Racing Team. Of course, what I forgot is he's going to be the yellow jersey man heading to the second stage. What a privilege that is. Well, I think the Breizh Cup was where it all started for Ben Swift. We didn't really consider him till he won a stage in the Breizh Cup, and then he's gone from strength to strength. Could Lawless do the same? Who knows? White jersey, green jersey, yellow jersey. Not a bad start, is it?
Huge congratulations for this win, guys. Our chances of victory were virtually nil. This is an outstanding performance. You beat all the favourites. We hit the ground running, and tomorrow we'll have the honour of defending the yellow jersey.
Excellent, brilliant. Bit of a shame none of our other guys managed to finish in the top 15 there, but no problem really. They all stay in touch. 87 points compared to 44 behind. It's a really nice advantage, that is. Looking solid. Looking really solid. So 29 points. Or was it 21? Had Lawless got some points before? Yeah, he got some points before. So another 21 points. Again, we'll absolutely take that. He recovers well, does Lawless. The rest of the guys are all okay as well. Again, Lawless is really just a man for the points classification. So, you know, do well in this next stage, and then the third stage isn't so critical. But without any further ado, here comes that aforementioned second stage.
Welcome to all. On this stage that takes us into Brittany, the scenario should follow tradition. The baroudeurs will use the short climbs located just after the start to create an early breakaway, while the sprinters' teams wait for the second part of the stage to control the race and set off a massive sprint finish.
Don't panic, we didn't miss the briefing. Just I didn't see the point of going to the briefing. pretty similar to the last stage. And to be honest today, I don't see the point of getting anybody in the breakaway. I really don't see the point. There's 1 point available in the climber's standings. There is really no point. Just tuck ourselves up nicely inside the peloton. You know, all of the sprints come in the second half of the stage. So we might lose out to 2 or 3 riders potentially. But that's all we're going to lose out to. There's no point using a load of our energy at this point. There really isn't. So, again, just going to fast forward to that first sprint. Just wanted to have a check at who gets the point in the climbing classification. So Kirsch gets the point. Good for him. Great for him. We get our feed. No real point to use it before, although we are running a little bit low on energy, surprisingly. But again, we might as well just chill out and ride nice and calmly until the second half of the race, where we've got 3 consecutive sprints, I'd say in about the last 40 kilometres. Okay, so it's 56 kilometres. Forgive me, not 40, but just heard the director, and interestingly, apparently the guys aren't going to go for it in this sprint. They're going to try and keep their energy till the end of the race. Well, I see 20 points up for grabs here. And are we going to go for it? Absolutely. You can see we've got McClay, Athene all in this group, even Simon Le Bon from Duran Duran. But we've got Seberg at the front here, doing a really good job. Is Lawless here. Really good job. He's just starting to become a contender. I think it might be a little bit too much to catch these guys ahead, but we will absolutely take 5th. Another 11 points to our name. Anybody else get points? I presume that the likes of Athene must have done. Must have done. Have a look. No, I didn't get anything. That's a shame, but 10 odd points for Lawless. Cracking stuff. And yeah, again, we'll wait till the next sprint. Just chill out now. Just get him to follow. Don't overtire at this point. And just, yeah, chill. The gap to the guys at the front isn't too big, so absolutely no problems at the moment. Looking good. So it's just time for routine, really, now. Time to try and get some more points. Only 3 in the breakaway this time, so a chance for 13 points, as opposed to, I think, only 10 last time out. But we're going to go for it here. Again, we've got a lot of energy. And the more points we get in these earlier sprints, the less pressure that's on Lawless to get that green jersey in the next stage. Because that's what we were targeting with Lawless, not the general classification. We've got the yellow jersey because we won the last stage. And, you know, that's great and all, but again, I'm not too concerned. Just going to tell Gidic and Jacob just to persist without limits at this point rather than follow, because I do worry they might lose a bit of ground. We don't want to risk that particularly. Breizh looking pretty healthy behind us here. I think it might be a good idea to tell him to attack. He's looking pretty racy. So, kilometres to go. Breizh has gone for it. Hopefully he'll be a good cushion to everybody else. Might have gone a little bit early here with Lawless. Come on, son. Get to the line. Get to the line. He does. Brilliant. 4th. 13 points. Surely Breizh got some points there. Excellent. 7 points for Michael Breizh. Excellent stuff. None for anybody else, doesn't look like. But again, that's absolutely no harm. But Lawless is looking really good in this classification. And apart from the sprints, we're just being very chill with him. So, again, brilliant. Really happy with this at the moment. Good progress. Oh, there you go. There's a motorbike outside. Not quite a cycle. But after this stage, obviously, the attention will turn to the general classification. Something that we won't really be able to target with Lawless, I don't think, because he's just not a mountain rider at all. But Gidic, Jacobs, you know, there's certainly potential there. It seems that Jacobs is in much better nick than Gidic, so it might be the... It might be Jacobs that we go for, but we'll have to see. So here we are for the final sprint of the day. No surprise, really. It's a complete mass sprint. 150 riders involved. We're placed at the front. A little bit too far forward, if you ask me, but this is where we are. There's no point dropping back, really, at this point. Told the usual guys just to get in the relay. Apart from that, just telling Gidic and Jacobs just to chill out. Really, just persist without limit. Don't lose any time. That would be silly, wouldn't it? But no, Lawless is looking pretty good. If he can take 50 points here, well, surely he can't be caught in the next stage. So that would be the objective here. But any sort of good finish here would, I'm sure, secure the green jersey. Thank God we didn't stop there at the wall, because that could have been pretty damaging. But Lawless just seems to have some brilliant energy. Again, we've got a few seconds buffer to the peloton, which I'll definitely take at this point. And we're not burning all that much energy, so it's looking good. 2.5 Ks to go here. There's a Feeney. It's strange, isn't it? They like to show how good they are in the early stages and then completely bottle it. We've nearly put Boss and Hagen in the wall there, bless him, but everyone else is okay. So I think we'll tell a Feeney to attack. Bierge and McClay. Just try and get some points off our opponents, if anything. You know, we can control Lawless here. We can't do much more than that. Kilometres to go. I don't think we'll win this time, but who knows? We lead for the moment. I think we've got a little bit too early, though, so we can't go for it necessarily. Come on, Lawless. Come on, son. We've done it again. We've done it again. Just like clockwork. 2 stage wins, 50 points. Surely that's the green jersey. And some really cushy points for the Pro Cycling Rankings. Who said the Breizh Cup was a waste of time, eh?
Minutes ago, he was first across the finishing line. Here is today's stage winner.
There you go. Stage victory again. 2 in 2. Well, why not get one if you can have another one? General classification, Lawless. Points classification, Lawless. Alright, we don't have the best climber classification, but hopefully we'll rectify that. Young rider classification, Lawless. What an excellent start to the Breizh Cup. And surely you'd think we'd have that green jersey. I think he's going to lose that yellow one, but again, I'm not bothered.
Congratulations for this win, guys. Our chances of victory were virtually...
Yeah, I'll get him to shut up because it's the same thing every time on a flat stage. But an excellent start. 161 points compared to 67 behind. So I'd say it's pretty much over. It's got to be all over for the green jersey. But 1 stage left, of course, here. How many points did we get there? 19. Again, they all add up. They certainly all add up. And now it's time. Probably decide that as we go into the stage. It's time to decide whether it's Gidic or Jacobs who we go with for the general classification.
It's the final stage, guys. Today's route is hilly and a leg breaker. Perfect for attacking, which should suit the punches. We cannot now lose our lead of the points classification. Good job, guys. You've done well. The team members of the favourites will probably manage the time gaps in order to fight for victory on the final climb. It will be difficult for us to influence the outcome. Good race to you all.
De Mat done whole. The Breton roads will put the peloton under severe pressure. The many short climbs and the narrow roads will require unflagging attention. In order not to be caught off guard by the most audacious, we will find them ideal terrain to go on the attack.
Well, what's that? 9 climbs? I don't think I've seen that many before. Okay, only a point or 2 a time. But each climb is going to be very, very important. There's only been 2 points given away so far in the best climber classification. Luckily, only 1 point each for one man who's tried to get in the breakaway, Gersh, and somebody else whose, well, name escapes me. But today, the man we're going to pick is Jacobs. One reason and one thing that made this very easy as a choice is that Gidic is absolutely cream crackered. He's not been able to recover his energy throughout, and, well, there's nothing we can do. There isn't anything we can do, so he's just going to have to sit back, be a bit of a team player in this one. We also know now that because of our brilliance in the first 2 stages, that we have won the green jersey. Lawless actually wears the yellow jersey at this point, but that's no problem. That's no problem. I'm quite happy to have the yellow jersey as well at this point. I don't think we'll have it at the end of the stage. There's 25 points available for the Pro Cycling Ranking should we win the yellow jersey. There's 10 points we've already guaranteed by winning that green jersey. Remember, of course, we've guaranteed a lot of other points because of the stages we've won, etc. Not liking how big this little group is. This is concerning me a little bit. It's certainly not a little group, is it? But again, a lot more points available here. Only 10 points available for the polka dot jersey, but if we can get it, they're 10 points that at the end of the season might make a difference. And if we've got the chance, we might as well go for it. We're going to stay on Erviti's back wheel here just because he's having a good attack. But there's too many that have attacked really at this early stage. So that worries me a little. But since we can't be caught for the green jersey. We can certainly chill in the sprints, but there are a lot of climbs today. But yeah, there's way too many in this. I mean, just look at it. I've never seen a breakaway this big before. All of our guys are in this group. That's quite unbelievable, isn't it? Wow. All of our guys are in this group. Quite unbelievable, really. We don't want them all to push too hard. That's the last thing we want to do. So we'll just ensure a minimum tempo here. In fact, it might just be better to tell all of these to follow and not overtire. And it might encourage a few of the others just to get out of the breakaway. Because 33 in a breakaway is far too many. I mean, the peloton's not going to catch up, to be fair. They're 47 seconds behind. So they're not going to catch up very quickly. Someone just needs to put in a good turn of pace and split this breakaway. So, again, a few objectives today. Obviously, to retain the yellow jersey. Can't see it with Lawless. Finishing the first 20 with Giddich. Again, can't see it because of his condition. And to be part of the breakaway with Jacobs and with Affini. Again, Affini really hasn't got what it takes. But Jacobs is the man we're going to watch today. But hopefully it looks like now. Oh, Van Gestel's gone. He's gone for it. I don't blame him. And hopefully these few guys who are going for it will just allow us to get a bit of a more established breakaway. This is a really positive breakaway so far. Not the biggest of gaps to those behind, but it's absolutely fine. Again, we're not too worried, to be honest, about the sprint, because the green jersey's won. So I can't imagine any of these guys are going to be potentially that worried about the sprint. Yeah, you can see that, okay, they've gone for it. Brilliant. 15 points for Jacobs, but again, there's no need to push too much. We know we've got that jersey, and now here comes the real test, and now the breakaway is starting to develop into something that's a little bit more sustainable, and soon we'll come up to our first climb. I just hope that we haven't used too much of our energy too soon here, because it's, okay, there's only 106 kilometres to go, but because there's so many climbs, it's really an endurance race today rather than a sprint. Pardon the pun. So here we are then for the first climb of the day. Nobody dangerous for the overall standings. Well, oh, look at them two. They're flying. And unfortunately, we nearly fly into the wall. That's not going to help us on this climb. Well, there's nobody dangerous for the general classification. I'd argue a little bit differently to that. Also, we've got a cushy gap with Lawless. I mean, there's only 4 guys who have got an advantage on all of us in the breakaway. So I wouldn't necessarily argue that there's nobody who's dangerous for the overall standings. Of course, though, we've got Kirsch, who's already got a point in this classification again, because these climbs are all sort of 1 point, 2 points. It's going to be close, and every point will matter. But we're on the back foot a little bit here. There we go, that'll do. Just try and get a little bit of energy back on this bit of a decline before the big start to the climb. Kirsch caught napping there a little bit. Category 3, I thought it was a category 4, to be honest. Again, I was having a nap, obviously. Gonna be tricky, this. I think as long as we can get a point here, get on off the mark, we should be okay. Again, Jacobs isn't the best mountain rider, but given the resources we've got, he's about the best we can hope for, to be honest. Kirsch is struggling, along with Vermote. But we're going to get a point or two, I think, here. Should be good to set the pace, I think. Probably leave it till 0.3 kilometres to go for it. Van Gestel's gone, but nope, I think he's blown up, so no need to push too hard at all. Be a very nice 2 points to start us off here. Can really just go nice and slow to the top. Very good. Excellent. Excellent. 2 points to get us started. So we've got the green. We have got the green jersey, but we've got the polka dot jersey for now. That's really great news. So we just take this steady, wait for our opponents to catch up, because we've got another climb in quick succession here. So another chance to get another point. So another climb then. Van Gestel has pulled out a bit of a gap, but nothing we can't really get back. There's no problem there. No problem for our guys in the peloton either at this point. Just keeping nice and cosy in there. Absolutely fine at present. So only a 4th class climb, but again, if we get another point here, it increases our gap at the front, and we won't begrudge that at all. I think there's 2 3rd class climbs later on, so for a lot of these climbs, we've got to be at the top. Got to be the first man over it to take full advantage.
King of the Mountain sprint in 2 kilometers for the breakaway group.
Looks like Van Gestel looks pretty good though here. Hopefully we can do something about that. There we go, putting a bit of pace. Just take a bit of gel. Have a look. No, this is the last one without having any gel, so we might as well use it all here. I think the guys in the peloton, yeah, they're looking absolutely fine. I think Kirsch and Vermote might have a bit more to say here, particularly Kirsch. But we've got a bit more energy than we had last time, so we can really push the pace. It's nowhere near as difficult as the last climb. Vermote struggling, so he's going to be out of this this climb at least. Got a good gap to the guys behind. Are they struggling as well? They are, so no need to push all that hard. We're not against the best here, and that's going to help us out. Another point for Jacobs as we get over the top of the climb. And it's like taking candy off a kid at the moment, isn't it? This is really nice, but yeah, we can regain our energy. 3 points, and this is looking good at the moment. So a breakaway of 4 becomes a breakaway of 3. We've took our feed, we've got to the feed zone, and it is now time for the third climb of the day. They're coming in quick succession, these are. If we can get enough points early on here, it just takes the pressure off. And it'd be certainly a nice 10 points to have. Wouldn't complain. Again, we're not being challenged all that much at the moment for these points. And I don't mind that at all. I mean, Kirsch has got the polka dot jersey. Remember, he only got 1 point. So, again, I'm not too worried. The guys behind starting to catch up slightly. Again, might as well not put in that much pace that we're a mile ahead come the top. But looking at this, I think these two are going more for the general classification, you'd have to say. They certainly haven't got the grit to go for this polka dot jersey. And as we get to the top of this climb, it's another point for us. Bit late to the party there, Van Gestel, but again, we'll work with our opponents now. And it's onwards and upwards to the next one. So, another climb. I do worry that we're maybe peaking a bit early here with Jacobs. We have got intentions to potentially win the general classification, but to be fair, because the field's so tight, it's absolutely anyone's for the general classification. You can see that the two guys behind are starting to struggle now, so again, no need to force the pace that much. If they start catching significantly, like Van Gestel is, now we might be encouraged to increase the pace. Just slightly, just manage it at the end of the day. Another point here would take our total up to, would that be 5 at this point? I think there's been 4 climbs. 1 third class climb, 3 fourth class climbs. And these two just really struggle on the climbs. Really struggle. So Kirsch having the polka dot jersey, he's obviously not a mountains rider. Even though he has got the polka dot jersey. Peloton starting to catch. All of our guys looking fairly decent. Not too bad. Van Gestel wants to potentially have a say, but I think we've got the pace to hold him off. Just take a breather at the top of this climb, but excellent stuff from us. We take another point with Jacobs. Now, he's looking good for the polka dot jersey. Just got to focus on the general classification more than anything now, but really, again, there's not much we can do until the peloton start to catch. So now time for another climb. They do come thick and fast here. And I'm sure if we get 2 points here, we've got to be somewhere between winning this thing. I mean, after this, there's 5 points available. And I think if we get the 2 points here, we'll get a 5-point gap. Peloton's starting to catch up, so it's going to be the last free climb we get in terms of guaranteeing any sort of points. This looks good for Jacobs. I think after this, it'll be good just to cool off a little bit and maybe choose someone else for the general classification. Problem is, Lawless isn't great at the climbs. He'd be the obvious choice, but he's terrible, actually, on climbs. Everyone behind looking okay. Not concerned at all. We'll have to pick our man, but, I mean, you can rule sort of Affini, McClay, maybe Bierge. It's really a two-man race for who our yellow jersey man could be. If it all ends in a mass sprint, then it goes towards Lawless, but I've got a funny feeling it won't. But, again, not having to be all that quick here. Kirsch has Going for it a bit here, but not too fussed. Again, we've got a gap. He's blown up, and he's going to get back into the peloton. And we'll join that peloton group as soon as the climb's over. We know we're going to get over the line at the top, though, first. I mean, just look at this crowd. Absolutely awesome. Brilliant crowd to greet us here. And there we go. Here it comes. Another 2 points. Easy as you like. I think we've been blessed today that we've not had that much in terms of competition. But you'd think now that the classification is at our mercy. Well, here we go for the next climb. You will notice that we've changed riders, and that's because I want to give Jacobs a bit of a breather. Now he's back at the peloton. So I just want to make sure that nobody steals any points, tries to rain on our parade. So we'll use Breizh as a bit of a buffer. Make sure he gets the point. Again, we've got a nice gap from attacking there. And I just want to make sure that nobody got the point. And I think with that point, Breizh makes sure that nobody can catch Jacobs. So that's really good. We'll continue the effort here with Breizh. Yeah, alright. I mean, yeah, that's him saying, nah, never mind. But yeah, we'll just follow with Jacobs and we'll just try and work out how things are going here. Because, again, I'm not too sure what to do, and that might not favour us if we don't make a decision too quickly here. So we've got a mass sprint. I'm not too fussed about that. I don't think that group's going to threaten anything in terms of a breakaway. No, it's not. Nobody's really gone for it here because, obviously, the points classification has already been decided. I think we're going to get off board with Breizh. Just a shame that Gidic isn't really in the best nick. But he might still be the man to go for it with. So I think we'll get Gidic to attack and see how he does. See if he can get out of this group. There we go. He's made an attack. And he's now in that main group. So he's got Lichthart and Postelberger with him. Can we get a breakaway that can win the stage and get the yellow jersey? Obviously, Lawless is the favourite. Oh, lovely. Not a cobblestone sector. This wasn't on the advertisement. No! Or was it? Oh, maybe might have been. I bloody hate cobblestone. Is that the cobblestone done? Oh, thank God for that. Right. Horrible climb, though, this, isn't it? Horrible climb. Right, we just start to breathe now, but the two guys ahead are really going for it, so we want to keep with them. We don't want them to get away. Might be our chance.
30 seconds lead for the head of the race.
We just got to do this now. We get it to get to the top of this climb in touch. And again, it's a potential chance. Lichthart starting to struggle, I think, now. No surprise. I think everybody is on this climb. Just keep an eye on everybody behind. They're all okay. I wouldn't have said McClay would be our second rider at this point. Goodness me.
You have 30 seconds lead.
Try and get the 2 points here with Gidic. Why not? Got a bit of a breather after this climb, haven't we? Yep. And it's 2 points for Gidic. I think we've definitely got the classification sorted. Definitely. The climbing classification. Just all about the yellow jersey now. There's 30 seconds between us and the pack. Again, not too fussed about Athene. I mean, he's been dropped, but goodness knows why. We'll use our red gel with Breizh and McClay. Again, we're not too fussed about them dropping back, but it's not very funny for them to lose all their energy. Thought we've nearly put Lichthart in the wall. Again, Lawless has buckled. That's fine. We've got one man that we're going for this with now. 20 kilometres to go. Gidic leads in this stage with Lichthart. Let's see what happens. There's still 2 climbs to go. I feel like there's a lot of change that can happen. We've got McClay in that second group. I don't think there's much hope there. Again, we'll just tell these guys just to probably just set a minimum tempo, I would say, at this point. McClay's doing pretty well up there, which is, again, I'm chuffed for him about. It's looking okay at the moment. Again, I think we'll fast forward a few kilometres and maybe see what happens at the 10-kilometre line. So going into the penultimate climb, and we're going for it here with Gidic. The lucky thing is that It's all spread out quite nicely now. There's less chance of anybody catching. I think the peloton will probably catch up here. It's just who's got the bottle to go for it. Lawless is still in that group, remember, so I can't see it, but if Lawless is there at the end, he can certainly retain that yellow jersey. Again, he's got a 10-second cushion. It can be very much lost very quickly, but it's a fourth-class climb at the end. Again, I don't think you've got to be the most fantastic of mountain riders to really do something on it. Could be proven wrong, though. Let's get out of his slipstream. He's been a waste of time, Lig Chart. Make sure we can get a gap back with Gidic. This is where it gets tricky. Vellen's going on the attack, apparently. Why is Lawless following attacks? Well, someone's going on the attack, so we're going to follow him. Block him off, if anything. And this is where it gets interesting. We'll try and take the point for our competitive spirit.
We'll have to keep something in reserve if we want to get away in the final kilometres.
But Lawless is in this main group. I'll tell you what, he's doing pretty damn well. He's doing pretty damn well to stay in this group. I'm absolutely chuffed for him. And I really don't know whether to ride on board with him. Decisions, eh? He's actually in the second group now. Again, I want to give him a helping hand. I don't want to. I don't want him to lose out here. I think at the moment we can stay on board with him. Again, there's not much we can do. Keep an eye on Gidic, obviously, at the front. But what a story it would be for Lawless. And to be honest, I think he's got a healthy advantage. So I think it'd be worth going for here. I really do. But obviously with Gidic, we'll keep an eye on him. There he is at the back of this group. And I'll just tell Gidic just to follow any... Oh dear, he's out of energy there. So just keep an eye on him. Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be absolutely fine. Just tell him to follow any attacks. And to be fair, we can probably get the energy back down this decline. I wish I'd have realised that. But Lawless has got a full blue feed left, and that's surely going to help him. Surely going to help him out. So, again, we can very much... Alright, okay, it might be time to switch to Gidic. I don't think that Lawless is going to live with this attack. I could be wrong, but I don't think he's going to live with it. But again, you know, if he does, then kudos to him. Take all our blue gel with the guys behind now. Gidic is starting to struggle. I really wish I hadn't have took that feed earlier, to be honest. Is Lawless keeping up? He certainly is. He's in the best position here, you know. He's not a mountains rider at all. That just worries me at the end, but he's got a 10-second advantage on everyone here. On everyone. So if it's a close finish, he's got a real chance. We're going for it with him. Come on, mate.
5 kilometres. With a small climb, it will be mission impossible to hold off the pack.
I agree, but, you know, we'll have to see how we go. We're just going to tell him to follow and not override. And that's Gidic I'm talking about there. Just to try and recover as much energy as possible. But obviously we've still got a full feed left with Lawless. It will be definitely time to take that, I think, now. Because someone's going to go for it shortly. I mean, to be honest, we've got this decline here. So we might as well just get some energy back. And what a story this would be. What a story this would be. If Lawless managed to win. I mean, I didn't expect him to do anything, but we'll have to see. Get him to take his feed as we approach the last climb. Again, we've got 10 seconds on everyone, remember, at the front of the standings. So even if we don't win the stage, it's not all that bad. But look at this. There's a kilometre to go now. And we just got to power it through. Well, if Lawless wins this, I'll be speechless. Come on. Half a kilometre to go. Just give it everything. Give it absolutely everything. Every second counts. We've got a 10-second gap. And Lawless makes it 3 out of 3. He wins every single stage. And wins the yellow jersey. He wins the yellow jersey, the green jersey, the white jersey. Jacobs gets the polka dot. I'm speechless. I really am. I did not expect that at all. But kudos to him. Absolutely fantastic job. We believed in him, and he delivered. He delivered brilliantly. I mean, to win that stage is tremendous. Maybe we weren't utilising Gidich's medals as well as we could have done, but Lawless had it covered. Absolutely fantastic. We win the Breizh Cup for another year, and it's points galore. We take absolutely every jersey. We might, I don't think we will, but given that we had 2 guys up there, we might just take the team standings as well, but I very much doubt that. So Lawless gets 3 stage victories and takes the general classification. That's something that I just wasn't expecting, and I think that he's got to be a force to be reckoned with now, along with Swift, as a double sprinting partnership. They talk about test cricket with bowling partnerships. The Broad and Anderson. I wouldn't quite call Lawless and Swift that good, but they always talk about pairs, don't they? And I think the same has got to apply in cycling. Surely has. We've got Meduis and Gegenhardt, the pair at the top of the mountains. We've got Van Baal, who surprised us all. We've got Quintana as a man who can upset the apple cart as well. We've got a very solid team, and this man has just confirmed his place in being in the nucleus of that team. 2 jerseys. I have to also say well done to Jacobs for winning his first jersey with the team. Fantastic job today. Securing the polka dot jersey and also the white jersey for Lawless. What a 3-stage event that was. Absolutely fantastic.
Huge congratulations for this win, guys. Our chances of victory were virtually nil. This is an outstanding performance. You beat all the favourites. We finish with the yellow jersey, the green jersey, and the polka dot jersey. It's simply phenomenal, guys. Well done, lads.
Pretty chuffed about that, isn't he? Look at that. 29-second gap at the front. Absolutely awesome. Gidich ends up 17th. Brilliant for him. Bjerge ends up 32nd. Maclay 38th. Some real unsung heroes here. Jacobs 52nd. Jacobs at the top of the best climbing classification. We're in the top 2 there. In fact, we've got 5 guys in the top 4. Points classification, absolutely blew it away. Young rider classification, way ahead. 5th in the team classification. And we get the top 2 in the combativity classification as well. So, Lawless picks up 72 points. How's he managed that? How's he wangled that one? How has he wangled that one? I don't get that. How has he wangled that? 72 points. And that's just on today's stage, remember? Wowzers. Jacobs takes another 14. 86 points. Who said the Breizh Cup wasn't valuable? Absolutely fantastic. Well, that's where we're going to leave for today's episode. Maybe a little bit longer than usual, so I apologise for that. But doing 3 stages in videos is a little bit high maintenance. But it's Johan Jacobs who takes the polka dot jersey. But the man of the day, no doubt, is Chris Lawless. I'll be back on Thursday with the start of the Criterium de Dauphine. I think that it's going to be a fairly similar lineup for this. I think that Gidich, I think the guys there are going to have to sit this one out because the big one is the Tour de France. I'm just trying to think of who we go for. Good to see that Van Baal's going to be in good fitness for the Tour de France. Gegenhardt and Meduis not looking so good, but I think we should be alright. As long as I think we don't pick Swift for this one because he's a big green jersey man for the Tour de France, I think. But yeah, we'll have to make our decisions on Thursday. But if you enjoyed that, make sure to leave a like down below. Comment your thoughts as well. And subscribe for regular Tour de France content on a Tuesday, Thursday and on a Saturday. Thank you very much for your company today, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye for now.